Miniature Market has thousands of board games at discounted prices. Click the direct link below to see all of those discounted games. Hello my friends, today we are on the hardwood with the basketball. We're going to be dribbling around, we're going to be passing it from guards to forwards, trying to dunk, layups. We're going to be using coaches, we're trying to get applause from the crowd. Today we're taking a look at Hardwood Duel, which is a 2-player deck building game. Let me show you how it's played, I'll see you on the other side. Hardwood Duel is a 2-player deck building game where you're going to have a starting deck. And your starting deck is going to have some different cards in it, like dunk and 3-point shot, rebound, let's go team and play hard. There's different types of cards. There's some that are forward, like the forward player in basketball, or guards, or the crowd giving you applause, or coaches giving you some special abilities. Now this isn't your whole entire starting deck, but these are the types of cards that you'll see throughout the game. Now each player is going to draw 5 cards. These would normally be in your hand, but I have them down on the table so you can see them all. Now on your turn you're going to alternate back and forth. You're simply going to play a card, and then the other player might react to it, or they might just play a different card. So for example, let's just say I played this one. I'll tilt it sideways to let you know that I've played this one. Again, normally this would be the only one on the table, and this is going to get me 2 points and an applause. Applause is a currency in the game that's going to allow you to buy better cards to round out your deck in a normal deck building fashion. You can keep score just on a pad of paper, or there is on the Hardwood Duel website, hardwoodduel.com, there is an app. You don't have to download anything, you can just do it. And you can keep points here by doing plus 3 points, plus 2 points, you can fix things. And it actually also keeps track of the rounds and such for the version of the game you're playing, and I highly recommend using the app. And then let's say that the next player just played a card and it's our turn. We could play something like Rebound, where the opponent discards one random card of your choice. So you could say you have a guard, a forward, coach, or a crowd card, the different types of cards. If you know they're leaning heavy into a certain strategy by watching which cards they buy, you can use strategy to think what's the probability of them having something. You would play this, you don't get any points or applause for it, but you could force them to discard a card. Let's say on our next turn, we play something like this, which is, it's a coach card, gives you an ability. Next scoring card played scores double points. So then let's say it's our turn again. We do this. Instead of scoring 3, we'd score 6. We also get that applause. And let's say for the last card we played this. We have a total of 2, 3, 4 applause. Now after you play any card, you can use applause to buy cards. You don't have to wait to the end of the round. You can just buy them depending on what you played. So sometimes you'll play applause quickly in a round to be able to buy something before the other player. Or sometimes you'll play them towards the end and then maybe buy something very powerful. So we have 4 to spend. This one costs too much, but it would be a coach that allows us to draw 2 cards when we play it. We could buy this one, and this is sort of a reaction card where it's a snatch block. If an opponent plays a layup or dunk card, you may play this to negate it and get +1 applause. Or there's someone like this. I could buy either of these because I actually had 4 applause, smart assist, and when I played that I would draw 2 cards and discard one of them. It gives you some more strategy as to what you think might be going on right now in that round, and it gives you some more options. Or Showtime Guard, when you play your next guard scoring card, you may count any number of points as applause. So that's great. You can have some more flexibility to try to buy the card that you really need. So all sorts of different cards will be coming out in this sort of buying pool. Now if you buy one, it goes into your discard pile, and then a new card will come out. And just there's a steal. If an opponent plays a layup, dunk, jump shot, or 3-point, give the points and applause to you instead. So those are different types of things that you'll see. There's plenty of different cards. That's just a small flavor of them. Now in normal deck building fashion, when you try to draw cards, which once you've played all 5 of your cards, the round's over. You go to the next round essentially, and then you'll draw more cards, 5 more cards. If you ever cannot draw, you shuffle your discard pile, which will be some of the new cards that you've placed there. You'll start a new draw pile, and you'll play deck building as normal. Now there's different modes of play. You can play a pickup game, which is a very basic game. It's 10 rounds, and again, the app will take care of all the counting of the rounds. If you use it, I highly recommend it. College is also 10 rounds, but there's 2 halves. We'll talk a little bit more about how those differ in just a moment. And the pro game is essentially twice as long as a college game, where essentially it's 20 turns instead of 10. So let's talk a little bit about the extra things in college and pro. Now, with either college pro, at the beginning of the game, you get to select some extra cards that you'll add to your starting deck. So now your starting decks are going to be a little bit different, and there's 6 different things you can choose from, like high IQ point guard, a post monster, elite defender, fitness big, paint protector, pure shooter. Now all the cards in each deck are a certain type. Like this is a forwards, these are all guards, and that will make a lot of things strategy for when you're doing things like rebounding and you're telling them to discard a certain type of card. You already know they have more than one or the other based upon which one they take. So each of you will select one of these. You'll add these cards to your deck, and now your starting deck is sort of different, so you have a little bit of an asymmetric start there. And the other big differences are there's halves. So at halftime, essentially you're going to refresh the buy row, and you're going to shuffle your discard pile and start a new deck. Now, each player also will have a timeout. Now, you can play this card at the start of your turn. You get to shuffle all your cards. So let's say you bought a really good card. You want to maybe possibly have it without having to wait till your deck it sort of cycles through. You can do this. You can shuffle all your cards and draw new hands. So it's basically like resetting, but you flip this over, the opponent can do it too. So the timeout's taken. This will refresh at the end of the half. So you can do one of these each half to sort of cycle your deck a little bit faster to try to get the cards you just bought into your hand faster than normal. And finally, I'll just show you some more of the cards that you might be able to get, like Scout the Opponent, reveal opponent's hand, and decide which card they play. Or Crowd Pleasing Slam, double applause of your crowd card, the next one you play. So you're sort of comboing things together. All-Star Center, put one forward card you played back into your hand. Pretty cool. You can do a reaction so you can draw a foul, which essentially makes them take a foul card, which does nothing but sort of like clog their hand up, essentially. There's also a first player card where if you have this card, you play first, but if you discard the last card in their hand instead of playing it, you can take this card from an opponent or give it to them. So sometimes you want to go first, maybe because you want to buy a card that's out in the pile, but you might want them to go first so you can react to different things if you have a lot of reaction cards. So at a very high level, that's how the game is played. All right, let me tell you about my biases here. I typically like sports games because I played sports all my life and I'm really into sports. And I like card games, and I like things that could be pretty easy for people, but also have some levels of depth and then different ways to ratchet up the strategy in the game. So that was why I was interested in this game. Let me tell you about what I liked about it first. First of all, it's a quick card game, sort of both for mass market and for enthusiasts. I think the designer did a good job of capturing sort of basketball, but doing it in a way where you could play this game and it could be your intro to deck building game for people that don't play a lot. You just play the basic game, you play the 10 rounds, you don't worry about the halftime or the timeouts or any of the special cards. And you could just teach someone, hey, let's play a card game, let me show you how it works. And you could teach them an intro to deck building game, pretty easy. The game's very quick. I mean, it could be, if you know what you're doing and you're playing, at a good pace, it's gonna take 15 minutes to play a game, one of the quicker games. And so I think it's a good short filler that could be played and taught with anybody. It could be a good tool for teaching people that don't know anything other than maybe Uno into the gamer market there. However, once you start adding the other things in, then it's good for the enthusiasts as well. So the game, I like that it facilitates that by having the 3 levels of play. You have the basic thing that's 10 minutes long, the pickup game, but then you have the advanced games, the college and the pros. Now, this is really good because, number one, you get to basically start with an asymmetric deck. So you get to select their star players with the 5 different cards, going to give you a little different flavor. Possibly even more importantly, the other player knows whether you have more guards than forwards, and then when a rebound comes, he's going to be able to know which one you might likely have in your hand to get rid of. So there's different strategies that will play off of even which one you take and how your opponent affects you with that. I like that the clever timing of plays. So sometimes the timeout or the first player card, which seems pretty simple, but it's like, hey, if it's early in the half and I have a ton of my deck to go through, but I just bought a card that is awesome and I really want to try to get this in there as many times as possible, I might take the time out, shuffle my deck and get it. Who knows? Maybe I might get it my next round. If not, I know I'm not getting it for a bunch of rounds. Right, so the timeout is a good little touch. The first player card, being able to discard your last card and take it or give it. Basically, sometimes you want to go first, which is cool because you might see a card that you really want. You know you have the applause for it, so you're going to want to go first to try to get your applause out quick and get that card you really want. Or sometimes you're going to want to go second because you have a lot of reaction cards. So there's some strategies there as to when you want to go. I like that the cards get refilled right away, but also one card will get recycled. I don't think I showed that in the overview, but at the end of the round, one card will go away and it will kind of keep the market being fresh. So if people aren't buying cards or not seeing new things, they come out like that. So overall, I enjoyed the game. Again, I think if you're looking for a very light, quick filler that's portable and small, that you can teach people that don't play a lot of games, I think this is a great intro to that. And if you are a gamer and you want to add all of the extra cards and such, there'll be some more strategy there. Even with that being said, it is a light game. Even with the advanced versions, if you're a gamer enthusiast, you watch this channel, you probably are. Even with everything thrown in, it's still going to be a light game for you, which, again, has its place. Good filler games playing it before the bigger games come up. Anything that I didn't like or that I wished it did have. I didn't have anything that I strongly disliked. There's some things that some people might dislike, and that is there are some cards that have the what's known as take that mechanisms. Like stealing, the steal card. You get to basically steal the points that the other player was going to have, or forcing them to discard, or looking at their hand and telling them which one they have to play. That doesn't bother me too much because it is a light, quick game. It might bother some. I know some people that just do not like take that mechanisms and they don't like those. And so you just have to know that that's in there. You could take some of those cards out, but then you're changing the balance of the game. Other things that I wished were in here that I think would make it possibly even a better game. I'd like ways to thin out your deck or cull out your deck. And most deck builders, there's ways to get that done. Or at least make applause worth something else towards the end of the game, like in the second half or in the fourth quarter of the pros. Applause does something else, or it does something else at the end of the game. Maybe a certain amount divided by X gives you a certain amount of extra points, something, because if you buy these cards that have a lot of applause, towards the end of the game, they're not doing you a whole lot of good because you're going to be buying something that's going to be a discard part and you're never going to get it back. So it would have been nice to have some ways to get rid of some of your cards. I did talk to the designer about this, and he wanted to make this extremely streamlined and simple. He did have that mechanism there at one point, but he decided to kind of keep it more straightforward and streamlined for the more mass market audience, and I get that. I would like to see cards triggering out of the last card played. So things like, hey, if your last card was a forward or last card was a guard, do this or add this or do that. I would like to see some cards go directly onto your draw pile, where it's like, if it's not all of them, some of them like, hey, this card instead of going to discard pile goes right to your draw pile, things like that. There's a lot of different design spaces here that are this game is definitely ripe for expansions. I know that the designer has been thinking about an expansion. I've had some discussions with him as I had questions about the games and stuff and things like that. Him and I had talked about the game a little bit. But those are just some things that I think could make the game even better for enthusiasts. And I'm hoping that the expansions eventually will do that for the hardcore enthusiasts. Again, you can play this with gamers and it's fine, but it's light. Just know you're getting into a quick, light game, and that's that. So overall, I think the game does what it stepped out to do, which was introduce a quick, easy filler game for the mass market. And oh yeah, gamers will like it too if they like light games. So and they want to do an intro to deck building game. So that's what I think about Hardwood Duel. If you like sports games, if you like quick deck builders, you want a little filler game, this is one to check out, Hardwood Duel. This is the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships through board games by helping you on the next one you love. Game Toppers upgrades every game you play, being the one table to rule them all with Game Toppers, leg kits, dining covers, premium game mats, and more. In their 5.0 Kickstarter, they found a way to deflate prices to pre-pandemic levels without sacrificing their quality brand, and in some cases by $200, plus dropping the shipping price as much as 50%, saving another $100. Go to GameToppersLLC.com to late pledge now.